Hey, hello everybody, this is Chaos with Chaos Esports Productions, bringing you another Bronze Masters League Series game. Today we're going to be looking at a PvP here on Habitation Station, and so, it has been a while. It's almost been over a week. I'm a little disappointed that I wasn't able to get out a couple of backup videos for the week that I was on a training trip up in New York. So I'm very, very sorry for not being able to get any videos out there this week. I know I got a couple comments like, "Where'd you go?" And, you know, life happens sometimes. It's just absolutely crazy. Saturday and Sunday, I was pretty much spent my life getting packed and ready for all of this week. So I'm terribly sorry about that. But nonetheless, we are going to do a video here today. It is Saturday. I believe it is the 12th or the 13th. I can't remember because my days are all kind of confuzzled. Anyway, so PvP. So it's been a while since I've played. Obviously, I've been gone for the entire week, and it's been a little bit rough. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about what do you do when you haven't played in a while, and how do you get yourself back going into things. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to win this game, so kind of a sad day for that. But yes, it is going to be a PvP, and we are going to be actually looking a little bit at the build a little bit, as well as some of the things that I could have done to do a little bit better and maybe actually pull out a win, because I got kind of close. It was just really bad positioning for the main engagement. So, we're going to be looking at a Blink-style play in reminiscent of all of the Blink maps going kind of south for next season. The season lock has already happened. That happened on April 7th, so I'll be interested to see when the next season is going to come out and what we get placed into there. So, anyways, we are going to basically be doing a pretty normal PvP style build. Going to get up our first gas, and then we'll get our cybernetics core up, and then as quickly as possible we want to get our Twilight Kelton down so we can start looking at doing kind of that Blink-ish play. But this game was a little strange just because, you know, I'm still kind of getting myself back into the mindset of what are the things that I need to be doing, what are the things I need to be scouting, and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and speed it up just a little bit, since this is one of the longer games I've played this morning. But yeah, so we get in, we get a decent scout off. We notice that the cybernetics core is just a little bit faster than mine, so we're not too happy about that. But we are going to go ahead and send this probe down here to build a proxy pylon for just kind of an easy, easy access point to maybe later on put his throw his Zello up at the third base. And one thing that we do notice is that he is going for a relatively early expansion. Now, PvP, you can do this as long as you get your mothership core out in the appropriate amount of time. So it's, you know, in his case, he's doing exactly what he needs to be doing. And then he's going to go ahead, leave his probe out here, make sure nothing's coming his way. Now, fortunately for me, I get a single probe kind of in his natural. And so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Might be able to actually get some aggression on it. And basically, it boils down to whether or not I can snipe the mothership core. Because if I can snipe the mothership core on the initial attack, I'm golden. I don't have to worry about the photon overcharge, and I know that I'm going to be able to outproduce him with my 4 gates. It's kind of like a 4-gate blink all in, but I do actually go ahead and expand before I actually initiate the engagement. So, going to be kind of focusing on getting this. Now, we do have our go ahead and build our pylon just outside of the range that he has, as you can see here. And, you know, he doesn't have a whole lot of units, but the biggest thing is it's like, you know, sniping the mothership core up front is kind of the most crucial aspect of this. Photon overcharge is going to get a lot of damage done. We're going to actually finally get the mothership core. But his ground army is actually just a little bit stronger than mine, and Blink has just now finished, so this is actually the only opportunity that I get to use it, try and save that one stalker and manage to get this one out. And at this point, I kind of feel like, well, I don't have enough units to actually get here and do anything, and honestly, if you're ever in this situation, you can honestly, if you don't want to just like play it out for the experience, you can just tap out here, because if you try to engage this, don't really get anything done. Like, I didn't snipe the Nexus, I didn't kill any let's take a look. Yeah, I killed no probes. and pretty much killed no units. So, all in all, just like very poorly executed. I guess I didn't realize how bad it was until just now. But anyways, so we are going to try and play it out just to see what can happen. Obviously, his economy is going to be way better than ours. He's already at 30 probes compared to our 23. And basically, we're just focusing on trying to, you know, I'm starting to think, okay, maybe do I continue on pressuring this? What do I do? So, you know, I'm kind of in panic mode, as we all get sometimes. But I'm going to go ahead and fall back on this. I think I might push up here once more just to see if I can get anything done, you know, just a little bit more done. Because obviously I'm very committed to this kind of battle. Even though I've got more units than he does, he still has his mothership core. And honestly, had I moved in right now, like just right now, I think I might have been able to do something. But the biggest thing is he's starting to get immortals out. His tech is higher than mine. He just got more production than me. And I'm kind of on my measly 2 base. Well, not even 2 base. So so I come in here and try to get some damage done. I come in here, he goes ahead and photons overcharges. I get a couple decent force fields, and I'll actually parsec out the immortal, and I'm feeling pretty good about that win. I'm just like, oh, I scared him. Oh yeah. So at this point, I'm just like, well, I kind of feel like I really need to just go home. So I'm going to be focusing on getting up my economy and things. You know, when you're in these situations, it's like, okay, what do you do? Whoa. Holy cow, let's take a look at this. So yeah, so he's rocking money. He's just been banking everything. So yeah, that's pretty much game. You know, when you give your opponent the opportunity to be on 2 bases for a significant amount of time in comparison, I mean, while the supplies look pretty even and, you know, the unit counts are, they're not really even just because of the probe count. You know, I'm starting to get back in there on the probe count. You know, it's just really hard to gauge. So scouting is going to be really, really crucial. So we're getting our immortals out. We're continuing on probe production. But at this point, we've just, you know, we don't really have a whole lot we can do. So we're just going to go ahead and back off. I'll go ahead and speed it up a little bit because now is start to where things get into kind of a lull. And it's just a matter of... oh, wow, I didn't pick that observer off the first time. Huh, interesting. Yeah, so we're kind of just in this back and forth lull. Both players are just trying to get up the units and whatnot. Now, the only potential that I have really to kind of turn this around is to get up my primary army composition before he does. Now, that is, for PvP, I tend to go with at least 5 Immortals, 4 or 5 Archons, and then a whole bunch of Zealots. That composition is just bone crusher. It just does very, very well against a Colossus-based army that more so focuses on, you know, Colossus Stalker almost. So this is where things get a little bit hairy. Now, I've done a pretty decent job upgrades-wise. I believe for the engagement, we are actually even. Yeah, because my armor is going to be finishing up here very shortly. And he actually doesn't engage until right here. Now, this is where things get a little hairy because I don't get into the appropriate position. Now, he's trying to figure out, okay, where do I want to set up? And quite honestly, he does a really good job. This is probably, in my opinion, one of the best places to take because even if your opponent does kind of go back in here, you just get a really good position. You force your opponent to either make the call to actually take the engagement straight up or go for kind of a base trade scenario, and then if you snipe the Nexus, then immediately turn around and engage the army. You're pretty much at least going to destroy a good portion of my army, which means you don't have to worry about warping in too much back at home. So I'd say that this is like really, really good execution as far as like positioning for this engagement. So we're going to come in here. I went ahead and warped in a couple of hallucinated Colossus just to see if it could throw him off. Obviously, they're not really doing any damage output. Now, this is the biggest problem. Let's take a look at the army tab. So, honestly, we're pretty even. I mean, with all respect, we're in pretty even shape. Now, what could have been done better? Now, these zealots aren't doing jack. Like, they're just chilling out doing nothing. And we'll go ahead and slow this down. So, had these zealots actually gotten in and been able to do something, I think what I should have done is I should have backed out. Backed out to kind of this position to kind of bait his army and get him kind of a little bit more clumped up. And then re-engaged so the zealots could actually get fully engaged. Because obviously he's got a really, really good concave. You know, he's got a full surround. The Colossus are back here doing their job. And honestly, I probably should have checked my warp-ins and warped in a handful of zealots back here a little earlier than I did. So yeah, so all the zealots get pretty much melted, and that just leaves my hallucinated Phoenix, or my hallucinated Colossus, my zealots and stalkers, and then just a couple of Archons. But yeah, so I warp in a couple zealots, and at this point, you know, this game is over. I mean, there's really no way that I'm going to be able to muster up an army to deal with this in the amount of time. Now, he kind of like backs off and gets a little bit hesitant, which I found was a little bit odd. But yeah, so I guess the main takeaways from this video is probably, one, if you're going to try something that's maybe a little bit more risky earlier on, know when to tap out, because obviously when you get into these long drawn-out games, you might get a little bit more tired and be less inclined to continue laddering. And, you know, laddering gives you more experience and more opportunity to, you know, figure out new builds and understand your own play style a little bit better. So, at this point, I'm just, you know, minimizing the inevitable, warping in sentries, trying to kind of minimize the amount of damage he's going to be doing, and yeah, it's more or less it. So yeah, so just knowing when to tap out from an early engagement that doesn't necessarily go quite as well as you had planned. Also, I think another key takeaway is, you know, when you're in the situation of this type of positioning, really evaluate where you're at and take the microseconds that you need to simply just kind of parsec out, okay, what do I need to do to make this better? And also make sure that you go back and check out your replays, because, I mean, going back and kind of rehashing all of this, you know, it's kind of an interesting thing to do, because you really get good perspective of, oh, here's what I could have done to maybe alter the outcome of this little, you know, the engagement or the game itself. So I think that's all I've got. Like I said, I apologize once again for not having any videos this week. It's been, like I said, really busy, but I did have a lot of fun at New York. Met a lot of really, really cool people. And yeah, so if you did enjoy the video and are new to the channel, feel free to check out any of my other content. You can go out to the channel and check that out there. And also, if you want to be updated on when new video content comes out, feel free to go ahead and hit that subscriber button down in the lower left-hand corner. Also, if you liked, go ahead and hit that like button and share with your friends on Facebook and Twitter if you think you have some friends who might benefit from the content in this video, and I would greatly appreciate it. And I think that's all good, so I will see you guys next time. And next week, hopefully, we'll be back on the normal regiment, as I would hope. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next game.